Oh yeah,
she's gonna
I've been
replace
replaced.
Do it together in
Sean.
harmony.
In stereo.
Sounds
We're back.
Okay. So we just had a heated debate. It was interesting. So
And still friends.
yeah, we're still absolutely. Okay, so
Because you can do that, you know.
yes,
You can disagree.
difference of
yes,
opinion.
in
Yeah.
fact, I like that. Okay, so for our fourth movie is George.
Yes, and I chose El Mariachi. Robert Rodriguez, 1992, which he directed and did it on a $7,000 budget, and it ended up earning $2 million. So it's on the Guinness Book of World Record for the lowest budgeted movie to earn over $1 million. Anyways,
Good.
And was this his college?
I think it might have been his first college film when he was a film student. And apparently he did a lot of clinical trials to earn the money here, and half of it doing clinical trials.
Oh
and
my
that's,
God.
And that's where he met the bad character in the movie, because he was also trying to earn money doing
What- the
clinical
white
trials.
character?
Mauricio Moco. But let's get to the description of the movie.
Okay.
Basically, a musician arrives at a small town with guitar in his guitar case, looking for playing gigs. At the same time as an assassin arrives at the town with his guitar case full of weapons. Now the assassin is trying to. He's looking for a mob boss who has screwed him of money. So the mob boss sends his henchmen to kill this assassin. And of course, as you can tell, they're both carrying their guitar case. So it's pretty obvious. You can see where this is going. The musician gets confused for the assassin. And then the fun begins. So I love this movie. It's got Robert Rodriguez. It kind of reminded me a bit of Quentin Tarantino, the level of violence, so the style. But speaking of Terry Gilliam,
Yeah.
he does a lot of those weird shots too, like a Terry Gilliam movie, the fish eye, he did a lot of fast forward, to move on to the next scene. But to save money, yeah. So or they play the keyboard. So he does a lot of really odd shots, but very interesting. So his technique. Anyways, yeah, I found it very entertaining. It is in this this is kind of violent, but I kind of found it more funny. Like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
It can be very violent, but for some reason it's kind of funny, and you can also not feel the violence that much.
When I was first researching this movie, and I would be trying to find it, I kept getting Desperado.
Yeah.
Because it is a takeoff of Desperado.
No.
Yeah.
Desperado is a takeoff of El Mariachi.
Well, what they say is it's called.
It's also Robert Rodriguez.
They call this one a part of the Mexico trilogy, with 3 movies, which is we would consider this one the first one, Desperado the second one, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico the third one. And it's his Mexico trilogy movies. Huh. Now, the main character, that's Carlos Gallardo, who plays El Mariachi. He co-produced a movie with Robert Rodriguez. And when they did El Mariachi, by that time he got Antonio Banderas to do the role. But Carlos Gallardo still co-produced the movie with him too, and he got a small part in Desperado. And then I think he might have co-produced the other one too, so he was always involved in those. And the movie was shot in what's this town? Ciudad Acuña in Coahuila, and that's where the main character that's where he's from. That's his city.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's got some really funny things, like because Rodriguez shot in such a low budget that he was just cutting corners everywhere.
When's the last time you saw a movie made for $7,000?
Like there's scenes where he needs to be like where they're running and needs to follow them with the camera. He's on all wheelchairs and with the camera, and somebody's pushing him, and the actors were the crew. There was no film crew. The actors, when they weren't acting, they were the film crew.
That's a college movie.
Yeah.
That
and apparently there were 2 in the small town. There were 2 journalists who hated the fact that he was there filming, kind of disrupting things.
Right.
So he gave him roles in the movie, and one is the bartender, and the other one is the owner of the hotel. And they were
nice.
So literally, like maybe half of the characters in the movie
Are from
were town
town.
people. They just gave him roles. And that's why you see the kind of odd acting, like, yeah, what? But they did pretty well, actually. He did okay. So it's just he really, and I think he wrote a book on how to go from, on a low budget to becoming a Hollywood player. But it's just really funny how he just did everything on such a low budget. And if you start reading that, like, I think he filled condoms with blood, and they put them on people when they would shoot them, they would blow.
Yeah, that looked corny. Yeah, that was very
It's
corny.
just very cheesy, but it's kind of has a really classy, cheesy, that is kind of entertaining look. Anyways, yeah, I love the movie.
Yeah, I agree that I can't help but notice the similarity between Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez. They have a same style. I saw Desperado. I did not like it as much as I loved El Mariachi. I was like, El Mariachi had me, involved from the very beginning. It's like I was trying to get. I was watching the movie and I was trying to wait to see if the movie was in English or Spanish, if I had the subtitles. How long did we wait before the first word was even spoken?
Long time.
It was like all like it was just all nothing. It's like
In the beginning of the movie,
Yes.
he's in the jail, and
Yes.
the lady, the warden,
yes.
Right.
she really is the warden of the jail.
Is she really?
No.
Yeah, she was an
Oh
actress.
my
That's
god!
She was
She
the
played
actual warden.
disinterest very well.
She
Wow,
just, like I said,
she's
the movie, half of the movie, the actors are people
That's
from the
awesome.
town. So
She
she's
was
doing
great.
the job, that's who they were. It's only the main players that are actors. Everybody else is pretty much from the town.
Again, like Quentin Tarantino, it's like it's a very violent movie, but somehow it doesn't bother me. It's kind of like
You're getting hardened, Sue.
no, it's to do with the person who wrote it and directed it.
Right.
It's like their sense of humor, their sense of something comes through in the movie, right? That's not dark. There's something not dark about him.
Right.
But actually, it ruined me. It ruined for me when Desperado.
Well, but I think by that time, the studios, because they get a hold of them.
and I love Antonio Banderas. Don't get me
Because
wrong.
they when he filmed it, the studios got interested. I think it might be Colombia. I think it can be one of those, and they spent another $200,000 to $1 million changing it from that format to film, and then they released it as a major film, and then of course the next movie by then it was so popular, and it was nominated. I think it might have won at Cannes, and it has a couple of nominations. So
You mean El Mariachi? Oh.
So they
I said,
they
couldn't be
wanted them to
Desperado.
film a next one, and this time he has studio money backing him, and he built a very polished, Desperado
Right,
with
right,
Salma
right.
Hayek and Antonio Banderas. Now it's
Yeah.
a very polished, and of
Yeah.
course, what's it, Trujillo? What's his name?
But
Oh,
Machete.
Johnny.
Trujillo. Robert, is it Robert Trujillo? No, Machete, that actor.
Yeah. Danny,
God,
Danny
tell,
Trujillo.
God,
Wait a sec.
Danny
Trujillo.
No, I know.
Trujillo.
Danny
Yeah.
Trejo. Danny Trejo.
That's what I
No.
meant. Yeah, the
Danny
taco
Trejo.
guy.
That was the first time I saw Danny Trejo, and he looked like such a badass in the movie. I was like, wow, the guy's fucking kick everybody's ass. So
He's such a good guy, though.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
such a
He's a
great
nice
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
I just saw
So-
an interview with him. Didn't you see it
Yeah,
with me?
yeah.
Me too.
He
He's
reminds
just,
me of Santana a bit. He's got the philosophy, very sound.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a much more polished film.
You mean
It was
Desperado?
polished, but
Desperado.
sometimes,
You see-
again, like the Brad Pitt comment I was making, Selma Hayek and Antonio Banderas are probably the wrong person for the film.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the movie at all.
Because they're too famous, and it's like, so,
They're too dressed up.
yeah.
They didn't look like,
But so
All right,
Mariachi-
wait a minute. Wait. I'm sorry. Can we go back to El Mariachi? Because now
Yeah.
I'm getting confused on which one you're talking about,
yeah.
Desperado or
Yeah.
El Mariachi.
Wait,
Yeah.
have you seen Desperado? That was
Yeah.
But also, El Mariachi is also very raw. It's actually,
Yes.
like Once Upon
Raw.
a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It has a very raw feel.
Yes.
I think, there's a Quentin Tarantino gets that feel.
Yes.
That really raw, but still having a great film. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I thought also it was it took
And the
me
bad
and I
guy,
enjoyed
Azul,
it.
the Azul's assassin, the actor, actually, he was starting to become a dentist, I think, or a doctor.
That's great. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just so funny.
It's funny. I watched the movie. It's very cheaply made. You can tell that by the blood, by just the shots, and you can tell it's done by somebody very young, starting out. But it's still intriguing. Like I wasn't bored. And usually I give a movie 15 minutes, and if I don't like it, I leave.
23 when he made it.
But it's just there's something about it that's the plot's very simple. The acting is the shots of the girl. It was like, okay, turn your head this way. You can hear the director saying it. Turn your head this way so we can get that alluring shot. Turn your head this way so we can get that catty shot. You know what I mean? But even despite all that, there's something that holds your attention. And I don't even know what it is. But I liked it. Yeah. But when I went to write down what I liked, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I'm done.
Trying to figure out who the actress was.
I just made sort of a connection in my head with Tarantino and Rodriguez.
Yeah, I don't think it's there. I don't think there's any comparison.
Well, they're friends and they've worked together.
Yeah,
I know, but
they've done some movies together. Yeah.
But there's a lot of similarities, and when you were talking, in my head I went, because things that, and I was like, yeah, the funniness, and I was like, the dog. How funny were the shots of the dog?
Oh yeah.
In El Mariachi, and be careful with my dog. He's almost
like interacting with them.
And he
goes, watch out, he's gonna kill you, and the dog's sleeping.
He's like doesn't move, he dips his eyes, kind of, And it's those little shots
that keep you intrigued.
That just make it like, because it's a flash. It just comes in, and the dog's eyes are like. It's like a cartoon for a second.
It is.
You had a lot of cartoonish
moments. Or a meme. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like a meme comes into the movie for a second. But they both do that a lot, where it's enough. They do it enough, not too much, where it's like all over the place.
Overkill.
But they shoot that little bit in there where. There's no long dialogue. There's no long.
But that's true.
I mean, the beginning was long. I think we all agreed on that. Like, when the hell is this movie actually starting?
Yeah. Right.
I just wanted to know, do I need to write subtitles up there?
They've both got that where, like, you said the word before about, like, how people film. The way they film, I guess, just whatever. It's like the way they film something, or the way they're putting it together after editing, or during editing and during the direction of it. This movie was a low budget movie.
It looks it,
but it's interesting and it keeps you
involved.
It just it's the perfect timing. Like, every play or every story has a beginning, a middle, and end. And I mean, you can go into Shakespeare and go right, and there's like 5 acts, and you're like, oh my god,
we only on number 3.
But they, like, both of these guys, these directors, Tarantino and Rodriguez, have whatever they've got down. They've got it down to, like, that pattern of. It'll keep your interest.
Yes,
I think that's called timing.
Timing, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Like, there's the beginning.
No matter how cheesy it gets, you'll still be interested.
Boom, middle, and boom, boom.
And it is cheesy, but
totally fun.
Something holds you to watch it. So that's
and the last shot. I mean, that's what actually for me made the movie is when the very end when he's over speaking. What do they call it? Talking over.
Voiceover?
Voiceover.
Voiceover, yeah.
Jesus Christ. When he's you see a picture of him, he's on the motorcycle and he's voiceovering.
Right.
That just made it for me, because on the back, and then he's got the caves, and now I'm prepared for the future.
It's almost like instead of the next adventure, that could be his series.
Yeah.
But he used a lot of voiceover. Like, there's a scene where, he walks into town and there's like coconut. The guy makes him a coconut.
Well, there was a lot. Yeah, there was.
He forgot to shoot him paying for the coconut. So he added the voiceover.
A free
coconut. But that's to make up for it, because he didn't want to waste film.
Right.
That's awesome.
So there's a lot of things. That turtle, that was an accident. That just happened. When he walks over the turtle, he goes, we're keeping it. And he added that voiceover about the turtle because he was there. I mean, he improvised so much in this film. It's amazing.
It is a voiceover, and nothing matches, which is great, because that's really fun to watch.
This is where you see one of those, and I've seen a lot of them, especially in the 80s.
Yeah.
so cheesy movie, but it's still really entertaining.
They still get you.
Like, there was a lot of mistakes made in the movie that he left. Like, one I covered way being a musician is when the guy's playing the keyboard, and he goes, and he goes up the scale.
Yeah.
Except he's going the other way around, which will be going down the scale.
Right.
And there's a scene where, like, when they killed. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
I might have to cut this off, but when the love interest, she's blinking. He left it.
But that's kind of the charm of the movie.
Yeah.
And if I want to start blinking, I still know that's supposed to be the story, and I still enjoy it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so Patty.
I think it'd be, I don't know, 6 or a 7.
Okay.
7.
Yeah, I'll give it like an 8. I cannot put it up there with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I will give it a 5.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It's
That
worth
was his,
seeing
like,
once.
first go
Yeah, that was the first
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
with such a minimal budget.
In fact, he said.
I mean, that's a fantastic job.
But remember,
said-
I'm comparing it to Fisher King.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
like-
no,
you
oh
know what
yeah,
I mean?
no, no,
So,
not
yeah.
your number.
He said
I
if
just
it
mean in
wasn't
general.
for a lot of the technical stuff, it would have actually cost him $600.
Say that the movie would have cost him $600.
Yeah,
George, what did you give it?
Without the cameras.
I gave it an 8. Was it 8?
Yeah, 8.
7, yeah.
Susie, what did you give it?
I gave it a 5.
Yeah, that seems right. But it's worth seeing.
Okay,
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so that wraps up our movie show, our podcast. So you can find us on Facebook, What the Flicks, on Instagram, What the Flicks, on Spotify, SoundCloud, same thing.
What the flicks?
What the Flicks. But you can also download us on iTunes, which and become a subscriber, which we would really like. That would be great. And you can email us, and you can email us your suggestions too at whattheflixpodcast@gmail.com.
Give us your suggestions.
Yeah, and in the next 2 weeks, we hope to have a YouTube where you can actually see a visual of this, right? So we're really excited about that. And we'll let you know when it's up. It'll be on our Facebook or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
was
it.
good.
That's it. Ciao.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.